roll.
It was a fair ball. It just he's just calling timeout after the play has ended to wipe off the plate, but it is a run and out at first on the squeeze bunt. So 11-7 now as Milligan does pick up that run.
Good play at first.
Nothing really to lose here for Milligan. You're down by 4 now with 1 out and runner at third. Just play your game here. Parsons got a chance to drive in a run.
Apologize for the tardiness there. Old foul. She looks really bummed out for having just got the hit.
1-1.
Yeah, even at 1 with 1 away and a big cut, strike 2. That's what Reinhardt wants to see in this situation. They just want to flip the side as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's the runs don't really matter until the tying run's on base. Then it matters.
Controlled foul.
Oh, Parsons
Swapped it across. Now we've got a run coming home for Milligan again, as they're within 3 in the top of the 7th inning against Reinhardt.
adjusted to the changeup, got enough of the barrel on it to line it into left field. And now the Buffaloes are going to have to get their middle of the order to put some at-bats together here. This has been a spot, Halliburton 0 for 3 today, where Buffs have not had a whole lot of production.
Aaron, and headed to scoring position at second. Stand up, easy advancement.
Yeah, Parsons moving up to second base, and Halliburton in the batter's box ahead 1-0. Reinhardt sensing some momentum going in Milligan's favor a little bit here. Going to take a moment to talk it over. Pettit, as well as her catcher Hutto and the shortstop Stevens come together.
This is the 5th time in the 6th or 7th inning we've seen a team sense momentum and try to slow it down. Now, this time there's no coach involvement.
Yeah, it's all player involved this time.
So I wouldn't call that for the trend to continue, but as this bobbles over across to first and in time, so that's 2 away. Lead runner at third for Milligan, and Jordan Roulette-Wheeler coming out to take a spin at the plate.
Yeah, Roulette-Wheeler 1 for 3, singled to right in her first at-bat of the day. That was against the starter, Kylie Friedrich. But Molly Johnson is the on-deck hitter. 1 for 3 day for her as well. Would love to come up as the tying run.
A run that would bring them within 2, standing at third. A prime chance. 2 away in the top of the 7th. And that is going to sail on by.
Yeah, 3 straight high out of the zone here to Roulette-Wheeler. That would put the tying run at the plate if Roulette-Wheeler is to reach base.
Big shout out and thank you to our baseball viewers who are standing by waiting to join the coverage of Pikeville and Johnson. This is chopped foul. I'm sure that game will be getting underway soon. We'll have full free live coverage of that available. And our next softball broadcast starting shortly. Another elimination game. Promises to be a fun one and a high pressure situation for programs that are facing a potential end of their season. Brian and TMU. Why did everybody just whisper? Big swing, and she'll head back to the dugout on the top of the 7th. And just like that, it's over. Silence falls over the venue at Brickyard Park. Reinhardt pulls together an incredible win, and it's almost like stunned silence. I'm surprised at how quiet it is, considering Reinhardt thundered back and produced run after run in commanding fashion to stay alive and extend their season and race for the Green Banner in the 2026 Appalachian Athletic Conference Softball Tournament. What do you think?
Yeah, huge comeback from Reinhardt, put together some really good at-bats, especially in that bottom of the 5th inning when they put up 7 runs against Caitlin Sechrist coming off the bench in the bullpen role. Reinhardt just took advantage. They hit anything that was in the zone in that inning. They worked some walks in that frame and took that 11-8 victory. Milligan, can credit to them at the end of the game for putting those 2 runs up at the very least and trying to battle back.
Love it. It was a good battle right down to the finish line for these 2 programs. A lot of fun today, and a sudden conclusion that kind of felt pretty hollow. Not a lot of celebrating. Congratulations to Milligan and the Buffaloes on an excellent season. They put together a lot of great moments, plays, highlights, victories, and somebody's got to advance. Unfortunately, they fall out of the bracket, and wishing them the best of luck next season and hope they had a wonderful year together. Congratulations to Reinhardt University, who lives to fly another day.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can keep soaring towards the title next time they're up. Of course, we'll have full coverage as Brian tries to keep their big hot run going against Truett McConnell and the Bears next on the Southeast Sports Network. For Brendan Sweeney, everybody here, both sides, all the fans, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Kingsport, Tennessee. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live in our copyright material. Today's game will be archived and available for replay inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it. Again, your final score is a win for the Reinhardt Eagles, 11-8.
What if you could have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
My West Hollywood story is exploring the iconic boulevards, endless shopping, and beautiful galleries. Inspiration is endless in West Hollywood. The neighborhood tells stories of established and emerging artists. You will find fashion and styles from all over the world here. A California sunset is the perfect way to end our day. We will take VIP tickets to this show every night. Our vacation is just getting started. This is our West Hollywood story. Come and find yours.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Sunshine beaming down. Beautiful afternoon for baseball, and it's game 3 of 4 here on day 3 of the Appalachian Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament here from Kingsport, Tennessee. And our matchup in the losers bracket features the Pikeville Bears and the Johnson Royals, who find themselves 6th in the nation and the 2 seed, but on the losers side of the bracket after a monstrous upset by the Cavaliers of Montreat, who play in our final game of the day. So Johnson backs against the wall. Can the Royals muster up enough to keep their season alive here in Kingsport? Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mark Shelley alongside Lorenzo Robinson. And we saw this Johnson side last night, and it was a flat-footed performance for what we have come to see out of Johnson all season long.
Yeah, it was very atypical from them. They just didn't seem to have a whole lot of energy at the plate. Things weren't going well for them. Pitching wasn't all the way into it as well. It just was not the type of game we're used to seeing from them, and now they find themselves on the brink of elimination.
And you can see the matchup between these two sides. Pikeville, the 5 seed, the 2 seed in Johnson. And you look at this on paper and you say, okay, the overall record's not bad, but Johnson, one of only 3 teams that mustered up 20 wins in conference play. They went 20-6, earning that 2 seed, all behind Milligan, who also fell yesterday. We saw them stay alive in the earlier game today, winning a tight one in their game. It came down to the wire, but they do defeat Reinhardt and stay alive in the tournament, sending the Eagles packing back home. But these two teams match up, at least on record side and strength of schedule and the quality of their wins. You give that to Johnson, but based on what we've seen and what they're coming off of, you have the deflating loss in Pikeville, that lopsided 10-0 loss to Montreat to start things off, and then they bounce back and get that 14-run performance yesterday to stay alive. They're the team riding the momentum. Johnson needs a strong start in this game, but Pikeville is going to get to bat first here, as they are the lower seed and the road team. And we will see Easton Mold to lead things off for Pikeville, and he will be the first to face the opposition pitcher in Colby Reynolds. And Mold likes the first pitch, maybe not the result, as it's a diving grab for out number 1. Great play out in right field by Travis Hovensiefken, and it's 1 away on 1 pitch as Mold is retired.
And that's a welcome sight for fans of the Royals. Remember yesterday there was a play deep out the center field where Luke Wilson unfortunately came up a bit lame after making a collision with the wall. This time, Hovensiefken safely diving forward for that one and getting Johnson going defensively.
That led to an in-the-park home run as the second pitch of the game is ripped over to second. And 2 pitches, 2 outs for Colby Reynolds and the Royals here to start this game as Riley Polino, the center fielder, is retired.
Cannot ask for a better start defensively for the Johnson Royals. They gave up 2 early runs in their matchup yesterday with Montreat. So far, so good.
Well, Noah Brooks, the left fielder, can he stay alive longer than 1 pitch? 2 up, 2 down here to start the ball game for Pikeville.
I mean, just don't swing.
He must have heard you in the whisper. And it's a 1-0 count, so we see a third pitch and not a third out for Reynolds. Garen Gledhill is the 4-hole hitter. Mason Melton and Joe Gagno. Francis Sabero, Cole Fowler, and Sam Brown. And that's going to get down for a base hit in the gap out in right center field. And they're going to send him around for 3. Brooks diving in, he's safe, and he's got a 2-out triple. And what a response after 2 pitches for 2 outs. Brooks says, I'm not going down the same way, and he puts his team in scoring position.
He was absolutely shot out of a cannon making his way across those base paths, easily taking 3.
So Gledhill, the catcher, will come to the plate with a man in scoring position. Is there a little 2-out magic here to start the game for Pikeville? And Pikeville, in both of their games so far, in that 10-0 defeat to Montreat to open it up, and then in yesterday's game over CIU, as that gets down for a base hit out to left field, and it's a 1-0 advantage. It's been slow starts for Pikeville's offense. They were able to build momentum late in that game to open things up. I beg your pardon, that was Truett McConnell, not CIU. Both wear navy and gold. But in that game against Truett McConnell opened up a 5-0 lead. Pikeville was just rocked back, but they built over time. But now that they've gotten that offense, now they ride in and they get the first lead of the ballgame as the single by Gledhill drives in Noah Brooks, and it's 1-0. And another base hit. So after the 2 pitches lead to the 2 outs, all of a sudden, that sparks the Bears, and they are in business and leading 1-0.
Yeah, and Pike, it took them 12 innings almost to get anything on the board offensively here in Kingsport. But now it seems like we've heard of regressing to the mean. Well, they are progressing to the mean. They are looking more like the team that we saw throughout this year, and they're rising above. That law of averages going their way.
So Colby Reynolds looked as though he was just going to walk through the starting part of this lineup. Instead, they've come back to bite him. 1 run on 3 hits so far, and that was Melton who singled quickly down to first, and this is the first baseman, Joe Gagno.
We're not used to seeing Colby Reynolds in situations like these. He's been stellar for Johnson as their ace this season, a 3.48 ERA and a 10-2 record.
Swing and a miss there for Gagno, and it puts him in an 0-2 hole. So the 0-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. Chopper back to Reynolds, takes it off the glove, nearly takes a spill as he tried to step off the mound, but he does get out of the inning. 2 stranded for the Bears, but 1 comes across to score. Gledhill with the RBI, Brooks with the run, and it's 1-0 Bears over Johnson after 1.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Well, you look at how things played out over the regular season entering this tournament. There's your top 3, each with 20 wins in conference play, head and heels above everybody else. And then Spartanburg Methodist kind of kick-started at the top there with those 16 wins. But that logjam we've talked about all week long, from 4 through 9, where everybody was really separated by basically a hop here and there and a run scored here and there. But Pikeville coming in with those 15 wins. So a matchup separated by 5 conference wins here. And in terms of seeding, separated by only 3 spots. Pikeville, the 5-seeded team, and the 2-seeded Royals doing battle here. And it is the 5th seed over top of the 2, 1-0, as we see the first pitch from Shane McTavish. And he'll deliver a first pitch strike of his outing here this afternoon.
McTavish, this is his 11th start of the season. 7.34 ERA, 2-5 record in games that have been able to make it to a decision.
Canadian-born McTavish out of Lethbridge, Alberta. A 1-1 count for him here to the first batter of the inning, Luke Wilson. And yesterday, Wilson took that knock in the top of the first, and the run-in with the wall came back and shook it off. He was the leadoff hitter in that one, so he really didn't get much time to breathe. As he takes a big hack at that one, it's 1-2, and he falls behind. in that game as they tried to spark a comeback. Wilson was one of the bright spots. Struck out and lined out, but had a walk, a double, and a single, and did come around as one of the 3 runs that scored for Johnson.
Yeah, and we did wonder if he was okay after taking that tumble out in center field, but his performance at the plate showed us that he was able to shake that off, so it's nice to see him continue his stay here in Kingsport, leading it off.
2-2 from McTavish, and it's a full count as he misses inside and low.
Second game in a row, Johnson's been on the wrong side of a fast start from their opponent. Try to shake it off here.
Payoff pitch from McTavish. And it's returned straight back up the middle, but it's going to be caught out in center, and Wilson is retired on the F8.
Moments ago, we saw those standings of the top 10, that logjam between 4 and 9. All of those teams, they came into Kingsport with a goal in mind, to try to crash the party, to try to get themselves into that top 40 and make an appearance in the NAIA National Tournament. We can pretty much assume that the top 3 in the AAC, the 6th-ranked Royals, 11th-ranked Milligan Buffs, and the 16th-ranked Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs, all 3 of them, they're pretty solidified in that top 40. But if one of those teams within that logjam can have a good enough week, if they can string together enough wins, then maybe they can prove themselves worthy enough to earn a selection from the committee.
Well, based on what we saw today and over their 2 previous games to today's matchup, I'll tell you one team that certainly has turned some head, and that's Bryan, who sent Milligan to the loser's bracket, knocking off the 11th-ranked Buffalo and dismantling the 1 seed. And then the team that sent Johnson here in Montreat with their offensive explosion that we have seen here in Kingsport. 21 runs to allowing just 3, and those 3 came in yesterday's game with Johnson. That's out to center, and it's caught for out number 2, and retired is J.J. Menacini. And back to the dugout he goes, and the base paths are empty with 2 outs.
Now, even with that being said, it's not like those top 3 teams are playing for nothing. You're looking at, in particular, Johnson and Milligan trying to prove themselves worthy enough to be a host site potentially for the NAIA opening round, and the advantage that that can provide for them.
Tennessee Wesleyan stayed static at 16 in the poll that came out yesterday, while Johnson fell 2 spots from 4 to 6. And in large part, thanks to the series loss at the hands of Milligan, who went probably one of the biggest jumps in the polls from 21 up to 11 in yesterday's poll. And how were they rewarded? Well, the loss to Bryan. So we've seen rust out of the 2 teams that did not play on day 1, both going down. We've already seen the 4 seed go down in last game. Spartanburg Methodist on the wrong side of things with Bryan, who continues to pour it on their opposition. And we have yet to see a second outing from the 3 seed. That'll come in the game following this one in Tennessee Wesleyan, as they'll have Montreat. And based on what we've seen out of both of those teams, we could be playing long into the night if the offenses just continue to roll through those innings with how much firepower they've produced through their games already. Here's a 2-1 count with 2 outs and nobody on to the 3rd batter of the inning. And it's 2-2. I think he got a piece of it. Either way, it goes against him for Travis Havensiefken. He's out in right field. Isaac Fernandez behind him. Mitchell Birdsall, Braden Frank, Jesse Rojas, Christian Altamirano, and Edwin Almeida round out the order. 2-2, sliced foul, right-hand side. Let's do it again. Wind whipping toward right center with a 2-2 count. McTavish settles. And just misses outside, and the count will go full for the 3rd batter of the bottom half of the 1st inning, with Pikeville leading 1-0. Picked up 3 hits in that 1st inning. Brooks is the one who scored it. The RBI goes to Gledhill. Got him swinging. And out of the first inning are the Bears unscathed, and they have a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. Johnson down early and back out on defense.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Back here in Kingsport, Pikeville and Johnson, 5 versus 2. And it's the 5th-seeded Bears that find a 1-0 advantage, bringing their bats back to the plate as we go to the top of the second inning. Here at Hunter Wright Stadium. That's a chopper over to first, skips into the glove, and a quick toss off to Colby Reynolds. And retired is the leadoff man in Francis Sabero on, guess what, 1 pitch. That's how the last inning started. It was 2 pitches, 2 outs, and then a bit of trouble for Reynolds as he gave up the triple, the RBI single, and then another single behind that.
I was just going to say, I know that they like to see that start that way, 1 pitch, but I know they don't want to see the entirety of this inning take on that same sort of tenor. They want to try to slow down U-Pike and not put themselves further behind the 8 ball.
Strike 1 from Reynolds. Here to the 8-hole hitter in Cole Fowler. He's out in right field. And that's strike 2. Back end of the battery is Isaac Fernandez. First base, Jesse Rojas. Second base is Frank. Third base is Menacini, and in between them is Altamirano, as that's fouled off to keep us 0-2. Left field is Almeida. Right field is Haben Siefkin. We've heard from him, and then we've already talked about Luke Wilson out in center field.
And to know the last time that U-Pike knocked off Johnson in a game, you have to go all the way back to March 3rd of 2024, that game in Knoxville, Tennessee. U-Pike winning it 5-1, but U-Pike coming in 3 consecutive series losses to Johnson. They've lost 9 of their last 10 to the Royals, including 8 straight. So the Royals have just had their number.
Slow roller over to third, and that's out number 2. As retired is Fowler, and what a way it would be to snap that skid against the Royals, do so, and send them packing from Kingsport. That would be a real shock and a big momentum boost for Pikeville, trying to further extend their stay here in Kingsport. Again, this is win or go home. Loser is out of the tournament. Pikeville at the hands of Montreat, and Johnson at the hands of, guess who? Montreat. So these two very well familiar with what the Cavaliers have been able to do offensively. And a slow trickler, but they'll call it foul. It hit the plate.
Now, what can be said and what does sort of work to the favor of the Bears is we've already seen the trend of history be bucked one time already today. Milligan overcoming Reinhardt, something they haven't done in a few years here in Kingsport, Tennessee. So if U-Pike, they want to see themselves get over that hump, they know that they can because they've seen it done.
Over to first, takes a hop, touches the bag, and an easy play by Rojas for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the bottom of the order for Pikeville. Johnson, they went 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the first. Now here in the bottom of the second, it's Fernandez, Birdsall, and Frank.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Isaac Fernandez, the batter, to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Royals trailing 1-0 after the RBI single scored Noah Brooks from Gled Hill in the top half of the first. So we're in the bottom of the second. Fernandez, the catcher, sees strike one from Shane McTavish. Righty on righty matchup here to start the second. 1 run on 3 hits. That's the only thing to talk about on either side of the scoreline. That's all for Pikeville. Johnson yet without a base runner as they went 1, 2, 3 through Wilson, Menacini, and Hobbensiefken. Fernandez trying to change that here. He's got a 1-1 count. That's outside, 2-1.
Johnson still not really getting anything consistently at the plate. At some point, you got to feel like they're due to make something happen.
Two one is a chopper over to short. Fielded, settles, throws in time. That's out number 1. As Fernandez is sent packing. So a good-looking settle there by Sabero, and when you're trying to pull off an upset, make the routine look routine, and that's exactly what happens by the shortstop for the Bears. And it's out number 1, and that brings up Mitchell Birdsall. He's a designated hitter.
And Johnson team coming into this game a .300 batting average.
For Birdsall, reached base on 3 separate occasions, was hit by a pitch, walked, then had a single. Didn't come around to score on any of those, and also had a strikeout looking to start the game against Montreat. And Bryant Williams in that game had a tremendous outing on the hill. Worst part for Johnson is they had to go through 5 different pitchers in that game. That's a chopper over again to Sabero. He'll field it, throw it, picked out of the dirt at first. Great looking play there by your first baseman in Gagno, and it's 2 away.
U-Pike locked in defensively. That's going to give them a chance, especially against the Johnson team that's not afraid to put the ball in play, and not the most powerful lineup as well. They only have 20 homers as a group.
Two outs, no one on. as McTavish faces the lefty in Braden Frank. It's a miss beneath the strike zone. It's ball one. And he shows bunt. And I think he got hit by the pitch, and he goes down, and they check down to third. Because as he was showing bunt, that's when he got hit.
Yeah.
But they say it was in the process of bringing it back, and it hit him regardless of the laydown. So it is a hit by a pitch, and he goes. Because once you start the swing, the swing negates the contact, right? You are stepping into it. So if it hits you in the swing, that waves it off.
But you can pull the bunt back.
And that's where he got caught. So that's how he goes down to first. So a hit by pitch gives the first base runner of the game to Braden Frank. And the Royals are on the base path.
I reckon we get an official rule book up here. Some of these things are a little bit outside of my jurisdiction.
Here's the 1-0. And it's a 1-1 count. As that is taken by Jesse Rojas. He's the first baseman. Rojas went 0 for 4 in that game against Montreat. 2 went out to right field. A strikeout looking and a ground out to second. So trying to reverse his fortunes here in game number 2 for the Royals.
Those recent matchups between these teams, none of them particularly close. Johnson's pretty much dominated this matchup for the better part of the last 3 years.
And that's why this early lead is so important for the Bears if they're going to try to snap that skid. Get the lead, hold on to it as long as you can, but you don't just want to hold on to it, you want to try to grow it. And they can't come away with anything. They go 1-2-3 last inning, but if you can get the bats back up, we've talked about it time and time again over these 3 days. You have to capitalize when you get in scoring position, especially against a team in one of those top 3 spots. As that's a base hit to put 2 men on with 2 outs, as Rojas is aboard with a single.
Yeah, and we've seen what it can do whenever you're able to capitalize. Johnson was on the receiving end of that capitalization yesterday when Montreat just poured it on them early and stayed on them for the rest of the game. On the flip side of that, Reinhardt, they started fast against Milligan, but they could not find any type of momentum at the plate for pretty much the rest of the game, the last 6 or 7 innings.
Reinhardt put 2 on in the first, had a chance in the third, and that's when they left 2 men on base. And it was a response of a run earned back, but they held it for all the way out till the 7th, and then a 2-run home run by the Buffaloes gave them the lead, and, well, there was no coming back because it was an absolute torching display by Jack McLaury, one of the best in the conference on the hill. And no surprise that Milligan gets strong pitching from their starter, as they did the day before, despite the loss. 0-1, that's fouled off. Christian Altamirano, the shortstop. Two outs, 2 on, 0-2. McTavish would love to work his way out of this. Frank is the lead runner at second. Altamirano puts it skyward. It's in the shallow grass out behind second. It's caught for out number 3. They strand 2. And still a 0 on the board for Johnson as we go to the top of the third. Pikeville, a chance to try to add to their narrowest of margins. 1-0 Bears, top 3.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Scream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Top of the third inning, and the Bears of Pikeville still maintain a 1-0 lead here in the ballgame. And trying to change that on one pitch and carry it out to left field is the leadoff man on top of the order in Easton Mold. But it's nothing more than a chance that's gone by the wayside as it's caught out in left field for out number one.
And I know you, Pike, they do have 3 hits on the board already, but I would love for them to maybe make Colby Reynolds pitch a little bit deeper into these counts, sort of change their approach, try to raise that pitch count. We're in the third inning. He only had to get through 18 pitches to get through those first 2.
That was pitch number 19, and there's pitch number 20, and it's going to be out number 2 of the inning, and that's how we see these innings starting, and that's a nice corrective grab, almost overrunning it was Altamirano, but he is there for the second grab. And now that's 2 of these first 3 innings that have started with a combined 4 pitches for 4 outs so far in the game. It has been liking the offering, but just can't get a result off of it. But we'll see what they can do if they can put together some 2-out hitting, which is how they scored the run back in the first.
At this point, we've seen this across multiple batters, now in multiple innings. This is a decision that they've made based off of maybe film study or having seen Reynolds before. They feel like they want to try to get a jump on him early. Right now, it hasn't really paid dividends for him. 2 quick outs yet again.
Reynolds brought it home, and he's off the mark on the first 2 pitches. It's 2-0. Brooks is the one that hit the triple off of him in that first, and then Gledhill drove him in with the RBI single. 2 outs, nobody on. Checks his swing. Yes, he did. And it's 2-1.
So now the onus falls on Colby Reynolds. You can't rest on your laurels. You have 2 outs. You got him in the bank. Now you have to get that third one. You cannot allow U-Pike to get themselves going yet again.
2-1. That's going to be sliced down the right field line, and it just kept curling and couldn't straighten out there at the end. Otherwise, might have gotten down. But it was fair, and then finally just tapered off as the ball rolled over.
And just a little slicer. That looks like my golf game, my wedge.
Yours only goes that far right?
Maybe
mine's when they slice it to the hill off to the right-hand side. There's a swing and a miss to end the inning as Brooks goes down swinging and can't replicate his effort from last inning. 1, 2, 3 in back-to-back inning for the Bears. Reynolds has settled in after the mishap in the first, and his offense comes back to the plate, bottom of the order when we come back.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
Bottom of the third, and Edwin Almeida Jr. is going to lead things off, and he'll start off with a big swing and a miss against Shane McTavish. And McTavish only got into a little bit of trouble after a first inning that saw 3 batters up, 3 batters down. Got the first 2 outs, then a hit batter, gave up the single, but then got out of it on a pop-up to second. So we are scoreless on the bottom half of the scoreboard. Top half reads 1-0. Pikeville over Johnson in a 5 versus 2 meeting here in the losers bracket. Win or go home for these two sides. Not many thought Johnson would be in this situation after the second round matchup that they would have. They did not play on the first day. 1 and 2 do not play on the first day. 3 and 4, should they win, do not play on the second day.
And again, if you're Johnson at this point in the season, you're playing for the chance to potentially host, and we know that the host institutions aren't always the #1 seeds, but at least getting a top seed, giving yourself some sort of geographical advantage going into that national tournament. But you have to earn that right. An 0-2 session in Kingsport would not be the best thing to put on their resume, I would say.
3-1 count. Here to the leadoff man, Almeida. At strike 2, count goes full. Good pitch there to battle back by McTavish. Here's the payoff pitch. He'll come home. It's high. It's ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard. So a change to the start of the inning. As in both the first and the second, the first 2 were retired. But instead, it is a opening walk here in the bottom of the third.
That was a nice AB from a veteran Almeida, the senior. Able to get himself on board, the leadoff man, with Luke Wilson making his way back.
The Blythewood native found to South Carolina down at first base. And there's a ripper that's going to be a base hit. And it'll move the runners 1 base forward as Luke Wilson reaches on a single. And Almeida goes to second.
First team all-conference performer making a play now on his second at-bat of the evening. All of a sudden, the Royals trying to get themselves going.
J.J. Menacini, he flied out to center as part of the 1-2-3 first inning. Has 2 men on. And no outs against his side. McTavish out of the stretch with 2 men on. Menacini shows bunt. He'll show it all the way. Now pull it back. They throw down to second, trying to get the runner. But it's a double steal, and both are in scoring position, and the double play taken off the base path.
And a great decision there by the coaches. Johnson, they are very aggressive on the base path. Second in the AAC in stolen bases entering today. Make that stolen base 147 and 148 for them on the season.
So the double steal puts the tying run and the go-ahead run, 90 and 180 feet away from home plate. And that's a line straight to the shortstop. And an easy grab. I don't think Sabero had to move his feet very much to make that grab. And it's a perfectly placed one to keep both runners in check.
Right fielder, Travis Hobbin-Seefton.
But also a great play that's not going to get talked about too much, but Wilson making sure he didn't get too big of a jump that he's able to get back, because Sabero, had he been able to turn that over, that could have been disastrous and put 2 quick outs on the board had they been able to get the play at second.
Exactly. Great heads-up play.
That's blown away from McTavish. As Hobbin-Seefkin comes back up trying to make amends for his strikeout that he went down swinging on to end the first inning. McTavish, both runners to the left-hand side of the field. And it's 2-0. Travis Hobbin-Seefkin out of Chino, California, awaits the 2-0 pitch. McTavish, a long wait, now delivers, and it didn't help him out. He still falls behind even further now, 3-0.
Hobbin-Seefkin, another guy who part of a 9-man group that earned some all AAC recognition from the Royals this year. Hobbin-Seefkin, first team all conference, as well as a Gold Glove recipient.
3-0 from McTavish. Needs to get a strike across the plate, and he doesn't do so. And with 1 out, the bases are loaded here for the Royals. And this is a chance to try to flex their muscle. The number 6 team in the country down by a run, but early in this ball game, a chance to really put some points up on the board.
Shea McTavish has been able to stay out of trouble most of this game thus far. With this, the real gem of the game, we'll see how he responds to this test.
Base hit, scores 1, probably 2. Anything extra could be a real deficit here early for Pikeville. So Isaac Fernandez, he started off last inning, grounded over to short. Trying to avoid that because a ground out likely will mean the same situation. They'll likely come home with the play and get the force out at home.
You also don't want to just give the run away. You don't want to walk a guy and just give Johnson a run. That's too good of a team to just give up plays like that.
There was 4 pitches to issue the walk, and now he's delivered 6 straight without a strike. And on cue, he gets it back. It's 2-1. I swear, they hear us.
I think someone has an earpiece down there.
Last game, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but last game, I think Jack Reynolds for Brian heard us. No sooner do I say, hey, the wind's carrying deep out to right field, and that ball came off the bat and went right over to the flagpole. It's a 3-1 count, and McTavish is in danger of walking a run in if he can't put a strike across the plate here.
It was so uncanny someone might be able to accuse you of coaching.
Fernandez. Can he pay it off and bring in a run one way or another? Fouls it off to stay alive. Oh, and I think they're saying that is a...
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That was a fair ball, and that is a triple play. Or, excuse me, a double play, rather. Excuse me, there was 1 run on.
Wow.
They called that ball fair.
I don't know.
And the umpires are going to talk things through, but...
Well,
the home plate umpire called it a fair ball. They pick it up. McTavish just hands it off practically to his catcher in Gledhill, who stands on second. They throw down to first, and they double it up, and they get out of the inning. And if this is upheld, that is a monster of a way to get out of that inning after the base is loaded and one out. And if that's what comes about of it, that is just a dagger for Johnson. And that is the case.
Wow.
It is a double play, and the Royals, with one out and the bases loaded, a wacky way for the Bears to get out of the inning, and they still lead 1-0. And something like that can do one of two things. It can either really tick you off to come out and try to make amends next time out and say, see what you did, and you got a lucky break for Pikeville, or it can really take the wind out of your sails if you're Johnson. Luckily, they're only down by one. Well, after the bases loaded situation comes to an abrupt end with that wild double play on whether or not that ball was fair or foul, it is ruled fair, so it is a 1-2-3 double play to get out of the inning for Pikeville. And that brings about the start of the inning in Garen Gledhill, the leadoff man here in the fourth, with a 1-0 lead for Pikeville, trying to stay alive here in Kingsport. Tall task of defeating the number 6 team in the country in Johnson. But Johnson coming up short against Montreat last night. Montreat and Tennessee Wesleyan have both arrived, and that's going to be ripped down the right field line. That's a base hit, going to roll toward the warning track. It is fumbled out in right field by Haben Siefken. Not many times he has a mishap like that, and it helps give the green light for Gledhill to turn for second.
I gotta say, Johnson, they have been on the wrong end of two of the rarest plays I think I've ever seen in a baseball game. They had the inside the park home run that happened courtesy of Luke Wilson getting shook up in center field, and then that 1-2-3 double play. Just really unfortunate for the Royals.
Now 4 hits in the game. They got the 1 run. Bunt is shown by Mason Melton, who's the second batter and 5th in the order. Connor Moody is the pinch runner for Gledhill over at second. So the catcher comes off, Moody comes in. 1-0 is now a 2-0 as the second pitch misses for Reynolds.
I know they haven't had much to cheer about, but the demeanor of Johnson, they really haven't seemed excited to be here pretty much all week.
That's lined over and a chance to double up. They got him. And that's what we thought maybe Pikeville would have had a chance at last inning. And it's the catch, the turn, and the double play on the line drive. Moody got a jump, couldn't get back in time as he thought that one was going to get through, but a great play at second by Braden Frank. And it's a 4-6 double play.
And if that was Johnson's way of telling me that excitement doesn't make plays, then fair game, Johnson, fair game.
They say what you see as lack of excitement is just us locked in.
Just another day at the office.
0-1 count here as Reynolds gets a bailout on the double play. Dagno. And he will foul that one off. 0-2 with 2 outs. 3 straight zeros by Pikeville, but their runs came later in the game last night, despite the loss. And we saw already this morning the other top seed that was down gave up the lead early, and then later in the game was able to overtake it and take the lead and win 3-2. That was Milligan over Reinhardt to end the Eagles' season. So this year's 1 seed, ending the season of last season's number 1 seed. And the reigning champions, down to the right, taking in the game before they start their warm-up in Tennessee Wesleyan. Ooh. So, you see what I'm saying? Let's bring that back about, 5-6 feet this way, and I'm telling you, I'm catching that in the teeth. That's coming right at me.
Nah, I think I'm going to get some furniture moving up in here.
2-2 after the foul ball, and that one's straightened out, and it's out to left field, but it's going to be out number 3, and the double play helps out Johnson, and then the fly out by Gagno ends the inning. They see 3 to the plate. Looked like it was going to need more, but it's only 3. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, and Pikeville still leads number 6 Johnson here in Kingsport.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
McTavish got out of the bases loaded jam last time he was on the hill with that 1-2-3 double play on a ball that the Royals thought was foul. Umpire called it fair, and, well, everybody just kind of stood around and watched as one of the slowest developing double plays. Everybody just literally looked at the ball, they picked it up and went, "You take it." All right, just like you're playing catch in the backyard, just a soft toss down the first, and that ended it. And this is Mitchell Birdsall who comes in now to lead off, and he's got a 1-1 count. Birdsall grounded over to short in the second.
Yeah, it wasn't like there was a sense of urgency from Garen Gledhill. He's just like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to step here, and I mean, since you're not going to move, I might as well throw it to first.
Runner was over at second base, just standing there looking back going, wait, am I supposed to go back? I don't really know what's supposed to happen here. And it was a log jam of base runners. And
I feel bad for him, really. I'm telling you, 2 of the rarest plays we'll ever see.
Here's the 1-2 to Birdsall. Got him swinging, but it's a drop, strike 3. It kicks away, and Birdsall's going to make his way down to first.
I mean, how many times do you see that happen?
Normally, it's just a quick pickup, throw down to first, but a base runner is aboard. And Birdsall finds himself down at first.
Johnson's really testing the limits of the viewing public's baseball acumen here in these last 2 days.
So all in all, it does go down as a strikeout to the credit of McTavish. But it also goes down as a wild pitch, and that's what advances the runner down there to first. So the fun fact of putting it in the book where you could write the K, but you don't get to put it down as an out. They send the runner, and he got the jump well before, and McTavish is just going to concede it. He was 3/4 of the way there before McTavish even started his windup.
Yeah, like not even close. Like Pike didn't have a chance. Garen Gledhill, he didn't have a chance to take a deep breath before he saw that one happen.
Even if the pitch would have been in the process of delivering, Gledhill, there was no point in making that throw. Had it gotten to him. 1-1, bunt showed. He pulls back, it's 2-1. How far into the bullpen can I go with this energy drink? Needed to go. I went a little earlier than I wanted to in the last one. I wanted to make it both games, but I think the 5th inning of last game, I cracked it open. 1 more to go.
I guess I brought my closer in early.
2-1 bunt, and that's tipped. It's 2-2, so the bunt wiped off the table as Birdsall stands at second. That's how you know it's been a long week. We start rationing our caffeine. I mean, we had an unaccounted for Celsius up here earlier.
Yeah, well,
it was
unaccounted, and I'm not going to say whose it was because you may watch this later on.
We know whose it was, but you know what? I think he's obligated right now, or fulfilling an obligation over at softball. So what's he going to do? Come over here and yell at him?
Yeah, I mean he'll be all right.
We'll check out Gabe Schrei and the crew over at softball over at Brickyard Park. They're across the way. We've seen some really interesting games earlier. Johnson Pikeville, that was a wild game. And Milligan, well, they look to just have Reinhardt on the ropes, and it was just going to be a runaway and knock the 2 seed out of the tournament. And what did I tell you? There it is. Woo! Oh, boy. We're good.
All right.
Yeah, you said be an athlete up here. There's no reaction time to be an athlete, folks. If you're just joining us, what it is, what it is you have the backstop. We're above the backstop, and then it is a 45-degree angle of the protective netting for the people in the stands. There is no protection for us once the windows are open so we can see clearly, because for some reason they have fogged the windows in the press box.
I wish we can get a camera on this view so people can see what we're talking about. I mean, this is...
Somebody clip that one.
Well, yeah,
that
close
is...
enough. Yeah,
that is...
But they don't know how dire it was.
Yeah, I mean, that is... It was coming in your window. It was coming for you. Not necessarily...
Oh, yeah. I would have been all right.
I don't know. You didn't have much room to work with.
I'd like to think I would have been all right. I'm covered by the blood.
3 balls and 2 strikes with the attention back here. I promise we haven't forgotten about the at-bat. You just got to understand. There's a little... The adrenaline's flowing high here. That ball almost came in the window, and we've been talking about it for 3 days now. One of them's going to do it, and it came
And I
4 inches from doing so. That's a chopper over to first. It is fielded. The underhand toss to McTavish. He gets the out, but the runner advances over into 90 feet from being the tying run. And that is Birdsall down at third.
We talk about expect the unexpected here at the AAC tournament. Mitchell Birdsall, not really known for stealing bases. He only had 7 coming in to this game. That was his 8th stolen base of the season. And he made it look easy, getting a quick jump.
And now we'll have a conversation on the mound with McTavish to see how he can settle in and get 2 outs without this tying run coming across the board. That was Frank, who grounded over to first. On what is a 3-1 putout on the flick. All right, I think the adrenaline is worn off.
Heart racing a little bit, but I guess I don't need that extra caffeine.
I know. Well, there we go. I can save it. I can save it for the start of the second game. I'm not going to need to go into the bullpen and crack that open here in this third game. And that's 2. That first one was a couple feet wide. You know, we both kind of looked at each other and said, that's dialing in. And that one, oh, no thank you.
Okay, so I just see him in the air next time. I just have to go ahead and get out of the way. Because it was kind of,
every crack of the bat, just be ready.
Yeah, it was kind of some competitive arrogance there. I was like, oh, it's not really.
Right. The other thing, too, is you have the expectation you're just going to stick your hand out and be like, yeah, I can catch that. I'm going to save myself. My luck, it's just going to go right past my hand. That's fouled off into the bullpen down to the right-hand side as Jesse Rojas sees an 0-2 count now. He'll settle back in. Runner is at third. That represents the tying run. It is Birdsall. Rojas, the 7th hitter in the order, and the 3rd in this inning with 1 out and an 0-2 count. McTavish would love to win the battle here at the plate. Outside, it's 1-2, so Rojas earns 1 back. Grab a picture of that, of how close that was. You know what's crazy, too? Look at that. I only see 1 on this window and 1 over here. I refuse to believe that it's only happened twice.
I think we attract it. I think it's like magnet ball over here.
1-2, fouled into the glove. And that's strike 3. No. Did it bounce out?
I think they're going to call a foul there. They may have just tipped it.
I thought it sounded like it went into the glove, but it must have dropped out of the glove. So the at-bat will continue here. Rojas will stay at 1-2. Straight into the air. Behind the mound. Catch is made and a stare down to third to keep the runner there, and that's what you completely desire if you're McTavish and the Bears. Runner stays and the out gets posted on the board. Now it's 2 outs, but that man still lingers 90 feet from home plate.
Yeah, exactly what you desire if you're McTavish and the Bears, but exactly what you were hoping not to see if you're Rojas and the Royals. Wanted to at least have that one hit a little bit further to allow yourself to tie the game up.
That ball gets by, and it's going to kick off the backstop, and a self-inflicted error on the wild pitch. That makes it a 1-1 ball game, and we talked about it. If you're Pikeville, you're the lower seed trying to knock out Johnson. You cannot have self-inflicted errors, and that one is, and they're made to pay the price.
Yeah, that's one of the keys when you're trying to pull off an upset. You cannot beat yourself. You pike that pass ball, giving Johnson a free run.
That was just into the dirt from McTavish. And it's a 1-1 ball game here as Altamirano continues his as bat, and now McTavish has to settle in and try to deliver a first strike of the at-bat. And it's low, ball 3, 3-0. So the tying run is in. Go-ahead run at the plate. Nobody on for him and 2 outs, but he could be walked aboard if McTavish can't hit the strike zone. He will, and it's 3-1, so he'll have another crack at it to try to add another one. What a beautiful day.
You can say that again.
3-1 pitch. Foul to the right-hand side. They're going to look to give it a chase, and it's going to catch the netting, so it is foul.
We've had a few of those close calls over there here today.
Saw one yesterday. They made the play. The inning continued. Umpire saying he grabbed it off the netting. And then today we saw one where, was that this game? I'm already confused with how it hit. Was it this game or the last game where we saw the umpire say it was foul? He raised both hands, but still he said it was an out? It was very confusing. Another pop over to the right-hand side, and that's caught by the first baseman in Gagno, and it is the end of the inning, but not before. The wild pitch brings home Birdsall to tie the game at 1 apiece, and it comes here in the bottom of the fourth to the bottom of the fifth, or excuse me, top of the fifth rather. Pikeville and Johnson deadlocked in one in a win or go home scenario here on Thursday afternoon in Kingsport. Top of the fifth inning, it's now a tie ball game. The wild pitch that brings in Mitchell Birdsall makes it a 1-1 matchup here in a winner-go-home game between the fifth-seeded Pikeville Bears and the two-seeded Johnson Royals, the number 6 team in the country. And they were on the ropes early. They bounced back. Tight ball game. Here we go. Top of the fifth, midway through. And a chopper will bounce over to first, and no real rundown. Did he say it hit his foot? And I think they're saying that might have come off his foot. That's at least what Pikeville's trying to argue, which would make it a dead ball. But they did rule him out, and Sabero kind of walks halfway back to the dugout as the conversations continue. And now they do want to talk things through just to make sure.
If we have another umpire meeting, we may have to start collecting minutes.
Yeah, when do they get to give themselves the singles? We only get to talk one more time. And now, you'd be inclined with Sabero, and he doesn't like it, but he's back to the dugout. They will converse and still rule him out. And kind of believe him a little bit because he did not make any effort to try to run. That ball came off, and he just took a step back and stood there as they made the play. But either way, he is out at first.
But sometimes I'm curious, these last few meetings, what am I going to see from second?
That's a base hit out to left field. And Fowler is aboard down at first.
The designated hitter, Sam Brown.
Yeah, like you're here to home plate umpire. You want to talk to me? What can I tell you from second base? Welcome sight for you, Pike. Cole Fowler getting going, coming into this game batting .234.
And we get time for what?
And Colby Reynolds called it.
And I think the pitch indicator, the wristband that Reynolds is wearing, is malfunctioning because he'll trade it off over at third base with Menacini.
Okay.
So now he'll get it. So Menacini might be in the blind, but he's the closest guy to the dugout.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I was going to say, does he not need it, though? Maybe not as much, right?
Not really disguising what Menacini's going to do. I think everybody can see if you move in the one spot or another. It's not like he's behind a curtain.
Yeah, I see him playing around with it and trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, so I don't deserve to know.
He just wants to be, he just wants to be in the room. That's chopped over to the aforementioned Menacini, and he stutter steps before delivering that ball. I think he just had a bit of a delay to make sure somebody was going to be on the bag, and in doing so, it's only 1 out of what could have been 2, and it's 2 outs on the board. But that could have been a double up to get out of the inning.
Yeah, but again, still a nice job to go ahead and get another out, and with the way that Colby Reynolds has been looking, you should trust him to get this last out.
Reynolds got into trouble early, gave up the run in the first. Since has settled in nicely. And that's strike 1 with 2 outs and a man on.
We've seen that on a few separate occasions from these aces on these teams. They've gotten into some early trouble, but they've really settled into the game and showed why they're considered aces for their groups.
So an 0-2 hole. Top of the order, Easton Muldy's 0 for 2 today. Taking him to the outfield, 1 to right, 1 to left, but nothing doing. Lays off of it, and he earns a ball back. It's 1-2.
Now you Pike offensively really fading away. They need to try to find something to get some momentum back in their control. This looks more like game 1 U Pike.
That's a chopper straight up the middle. It's a base hit, and the runner goes to second. And down at first is Mold, third time around seeing Reynolds, and he prevails, and he's got a base hit.
Yeah, what a way to turn the tide, potentially a 2-out rally. If you're able to put a run up on the board and generate some insurance for yourself, you have to feel great about your chances.
Center fielder Riley Polino.
Riley Polino, ground out and a pop out. 2 outs, 2 on. What can he do? Can he follow up with a base hit? He'll swing at the first. It's a hot chopper over to third, but it's a force at that bag and an easy turn to his right and step on for J.J. Menacini. And it's out number 3, and an empty-handed chance for the Bears brings an end to the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and Johnson coming to the plate.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Nine-hole hitter in Edwin Almeida. He's at the plate facing Shane McTavish for a second time. Last time up 2 innings ago. In the third, he was walked aboard, stole his way over to third, and that's where it ended. Couldn't get beyond that. It is a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the fifth, and he'll foul that off to the left-hand side, and it's 0-2.
Almeida's absolutely a weapon when he's able to get himself on base. Third on the team in stolen bases. The thing for him is just finding a way to get on the base paths.
Leadoff man has an 0-2, and it's right up the middle, and trying to grab it at short and on the run. And unsuccessful in doing so is Sabero. And it's a leadoff base runner down at first.
But something we have touched on over and over again, the playing surface, the turf, that taking an awkward hop and not really giving a chance for Sabero to get underneath it.
So Sabero picks up the third Royals hit of the game. And now in comes the top of the order. And that's laid down to first. A quick pickup and touch by Gagno. And it's 1 out, but the runner advances in the scoring position over at second.
And that's the more important thing for Johnson. Johnson, you want to try to find a way to take the lead. It would be your first lead here in Kingsport over the course of this week. They just need something to rally themselves and, again, get excited. I haven't really seen much emotion from the Royals yet.
Third hit, runner in scoring position. That brings up Mendocini to the plate. And he'll take a first pitch strike. 6 hits for Pikeville, which is better than their opening game performance when they were low scoring. In fact, didn't score in that game. They only had 4 against Montreat in that 10-0 8-inning ball game. 2 games cut short. They were actually the last 2 games on day 1. All those games were lopsided. 9-1, 9-1, 10-0, 13-3 were the scores on day 1. That's typical. You had the blowouts, and then day 2 we saw pretty close games. Day 3, just the same. You got the loser's bracket, winner go home. And then you got the winner's bracket delivering some solid performances. And right here, here's another low-scoring, tight game in the loser's bracket. 5 runs scored in that first game. That sent Reinhardt home. It was a 3-2 final for Milligan. Very similar, really similar looking score line, the way things have played out. As that's going to bring in a run, and it's back-to-back innings with a run scored as Almeida cruises in from third. And Mendocini has an RBI single.
And Pike failed to take advantage of Johnson being slow out of the gates once again. The Royals walking right through that open door.
Two-one here in the bottom of the fifth. McTavish, one away, one on. Hobbin-Siefkin rips one over to the third base side. That gets into the outfield grass and another base hit. And now the third time through the lineup has started to prove fruitful for this Johnson lineup.
And this is who they are. This is who they've been this year. Not a team that necessarily relies on their power, but they're very efficient at the plate, very patient in their approach.
And it looks as though McTavish is going to get the gate. His afternoon's going to come to an end. Getting into a bit of danger here, and he's given up the lead. 1 out, 2 on. He exits the game. We'll have the change for you when we come back. We'll let him warm up here in Kingsport at Hunter Wright Stadium. It is a 2-1 ball game and a winner go home between Johnson and Pikeville.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose. Shane McTavish's day is done, but his book is not closed yet. He's responsible for 2 runners on base still. Here in a 1 out, 2 on situation in the bottom of the fifth, where 1 run has already come across to take the lead for the Johnson Royals. So in comes Isaac Berry, the junior out of Bristol, Virginia.
Yeah, Isaac Berry making his 16th appearance out of the pen for Pike. He's had a great season for them. 4.45 ERA. 7 of his games have gone to decision. He's won 6 of those contests. Someone who's been trusted in a variety of different situations, a variety of different scenarios. He comes in trying to hold Johnson at bay.
They go double steal, and that ball kicks away, but quickly turning and recovering it to prevent anything from happening over at third is Easton Mold, as Isaac Fernandez will face now an 0-2 count at the plate.
This is in line with what we've known Johnson to be, an efficient offensive group, aggressive on the base paths, all of this coming to fruition in these last few innings.
"90 feet away from an insurance run, or the Royals. Over to third. Bobbled, and we're going to have a rundown on the third base side. He has nowhere to go behind. They're going to have to come home. They tag him out at home, and the runners both trade places as they are on second and third, but they get the out, and in the grand scheme of things, that's about the best case scenario that comes from that. You don't have to trade the run for the out. You don't just have to look them there and not make the throw. You get the rundown, and the worst case that happened there was the runner at second in Haben Siefkin had already made his way to third, so had the lead man and J.J. Menacini gone back to third, he had nowhere to go. So he had to come home, and they applied the tag. So Isaac Fernandez now finds himself at second. And they get the out without another run coming in. It's still a one-run ball game. So Mitchell Birdsall, who had that strikeout but got to go down to first, and it was that self-inflicted wound on the wild pitch that got through, and then ultimately through a stolen base and then another wild pitch, he would come home to score. And really it was one of those that you say not many other people that McTavish could have looked at, as that's going to be a single out to left field. They're going to send the runner. The throw comes home. It's not going to be on the mark. Both will score. And Frank will slide into second without a throw. And with 2 outs, it is now 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th. And the Royals flexing their muscle as they grab the lead and they pull away and add some insurance.
Absolutely. Another effective AB for the Johnson Royals. Their offense starting to pick up momentum. Pike, they had plenty of time to jump out to a real lead, unable to do so, opening the door for the Royals.
Second baseman Brandon Frank.
So Frank now to the plate. And for Shane McTavish, he's sitting there shaking his head. He helplessly watched as those runs came in. They were his responsibility. So officially, we can close the book on him. Through 4 1/3. 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks, 2 Ks through 21 batters faced. He threw 82 pitches. 4-1 ball game. Pikeville scored first, nothing since. And their second pitcher today, Isaac Berry, trying to work out of this inning. They throw back to second. Birdsall retreats. One count here at home plate for Frank. War one back in the second. Got stranded at second base. And then grounded over to first. That's outside, 2-1. You can hear the pings in the distance. Those are the warm-ups that have started for our 4th and final game here on the 3rd day of the tournament. Tennessee Wesleyan will play their 2nd game. They are in the winner's bracket after their defeat of Truett McConnell. There's a sliding play at second. Throw to first in time. And that's out number 3. But not before a trio of runs come across. They tied it up last inning. And this one, they grab the lead and add some insurance. It's 4-1 as we go to the top of the 6th. Royals leading.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
all of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN.
Noah Brooks leads off the 6th inning for Pikeville, who jumped out to the 1-0 lead, and he's the run that scored when he got on board with a triple, followed up by Gledhill's RBI single to bring him home. And that lead lasted until the 4th, when Johnson erased it and tied the game at 1. And then in the bottom of the 5th, 3 runs across for the Royals to make it a 4-1 ball game. And trying to beat out the throw on the play over at short. And he's unsuccessful in doing so, and it's out number 1.
So now this game is really starting to take the shape of U-Pike's first game against Montreat, where they were kind of hanging around a little bit. They weren't doing much offensively, but between pitching and some nice defense, they were hanging around, and then Montreat eventually opened the floodgates on them. Right now, they're teetering on the edge of Johnson doing the same.
It is a 1-0 count with 1 away. Two balls here from Reynolds. He's working against Gledhill rather. And Pikeville just hoping they can get a couple of base runners strung together, and still plenty of time. We're only halfway through the ball game to get one here, get one there. And what is only a 3-run margin. And that's snagged at third. It's going to hop away on the throw over. It will pull the first baseman and Rojas off the bag. And so there's the base hit to get things started with 1 away.
Absolutely. How about that play by Mendocini, though, to keep that from careening in the left field? That would have maybe been a extra base hit for U-Pike if he wasn't able to make that one.
Mason Melton, he's got a man on in front of him. Had a single back in the first and then grounded into a double play his last time up in the 4th. First pitch is a strike from Reynolds. That's hit over to second. Oh, what a diving play. Can he turn around and get the throw? He will, but the runner advances, and that is a phenomenal stop at second base. Down and dirty by Braden Frank. And he's able to keep it in front of him. It looked as though maybe it squeaked through, but I think it was the sunglasses that just bobbled away. He didn't care. He popped up and made the play, and it's out number 2 with a runner on second.
Now Johnson not just flexing their muscles offensively, but also showing off the leather as well.
And a swing and a miss for Gagno, who is 0 for 2 on the day. But a base hit here could drive in the run. Connor Moody is in the pinch run for Gledhill.
Yeah, my eyes are ready. I'm ready.
I didn't really react. I was like, I know it's going wide, but that last one scared me. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Man on second. Reynolds checks back to him. Again he looks, and now he's going to come home. It's high. It's 1-2. Be a nice little souvenir to take home, though.
I mean, yeah, if it
as long as
keeps you intact, right?
Yeah. As long as it doesn't make contact, it can hit the wall, it can hit anywhere if it does come up here, but don't want it on me. Gagno goes down swinging, strands the runner in scoring position, and Pikeville
just can't get the offense going like they did when they started the game with a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's a 3-run gap, 4-1, Johnson leading in this winner go-home game.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Victor Castillo is the new pitcher to start the bottom of the 6th inning, as Johnson has put in 4 combined runs over the last 2, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. So here to the 6th, it's Castillo who will come in after making 19 appearances last season. He comes in here trying to keep this season alive.
Castillo coming into this game with a perfect 3 ERA. Hasn't had a ton of work this year, just 9 complete innings. Entering into this one with Johnson and those bats starting to heat up at the right time.
The native of Venezuela will deliver his first pitch. And it's in there for strike 1 to Jesse Rojas. Rojas singled back in the 2nd, popped to 2nd in the 4th. One and one count. And 2-1 as that one misses the mark. So Tennessee Wesleyan already got their arms loose in the batting cages. Now the darker blue will make their way in. Montreat, the 8 seed, trying to knock off a second top 3 seeded team in a row. They're the ones who put Johnson in this game, win or go home. And they get the reigning champions in Tennessee Wesleyan after this one. Castillo fields it, throws it over to first. That's out number 1 as Rojas is sent back to the dugout.
Okay, so I made a rule a few years ago when it comes to teams potentially earning an at-large bid for the NAI opening round. And it's give or take. It's not a catch-all. It's not infallible, but more often than not, it's pretty solid. Just to receive consideration, it's a 35-win rule. Generally, when you're a team that can get to 35 wins, of course, you got to have good wins on your resume. You have to have ranked teams in that stretch. But if you're a team that can get to 35 overall wins,
as that'll get down for a base hit for Altamirano. And a 1-out base runner here for Johnson.
Yeah, but if you're a team that can get to 35 wins, more often than not, you'll really get serious consideration. Out of all those teams within that logjam between 4 and 9, Montreat, they're the closest to that 35 win mark. They're at 33 right now. So if you win tonight against Tennessee Wesleyan, you win one more.
And the two wins, if you would win against Tennessee Wesleyan, you can sit there and say in back-to-back games we have ranked wins over 6 and 16.
Absolutely.
That one's inside. After Altamirano reached on the single with one out, this was the bottom of the order in Almeida. And Almeida got to third, back in that third inning, and then singled and scored last inning.
Yeah, now again, it's not a catch-all, but it's just something to think about when you see Montreat play this game coming up and understand what's at stake for them.
Well, and the door is open for the Cavaliers, and really the door is open for Bryan as well, as they're 3-0. Their big one, they are the ones that sent Milligan to the losers bracket. Montreat, 21 runs through 2 games. The shortened 8-inning game against this Pikeville side. And then the 8-run win over Johnson last night. 2-1 pitch. Castillo gets him to go around. They try to steal. The throw off the money. It's going to get into the outfield. But Altamirano can't get up. Oh, and they call him out at home. And they'll say it's interference on Almeida. And so they will send the runner back. So it is not a stolen base. And out at home is Almeida. And so Altamirano, after a great jump, well, maybe it wasn't as great as a jump as it looked because the throw was delayed. The bunt's laid down. They're going to try to move him there anyway. And a soft toss, and it is out number 3. And this soft toss nearly wasn't fast enough, but it is a third out, and they get out of the inning. And it is still a 4-1 Johnson lead as we go to the top of the 7th. And the Pikeville Bears are bringing the bats back to the plate.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season. We've seen some interesting outs go against the Royals in this game. You saw that sort of just casual 1-2-3 double play earlier in the game on the foul ball that wasn't a foul ball, or the fair ball that everybody thought was a foul ball, but it still wasn't.
Then you have the interference that adds the second out. Then the bunt laid down by Wilson, and he is out. So that brings up Pikeville to the plate. Reynolds still working on the mound for the Royals. And Francis Sabero is at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. A couple of ground outs over to first. Come on. We're good.
See how we're getting ready to...
Oh. That's 2 in one game that have come up here. That one not nearly as bad, but I mean now we're jumpy. We know what can happen. That's a chopper over to first, fielded on the run, easily tagging up is Rojas for out number 1.
Woo!
All right, there's the jolt to get me through the rest of the game, right? You know, the cam's sitting over here. I haven't cracked it yet, but I'm not going to need to, at least until in between games, because the heart's pounding again.
Rightfully so.
We can say self-preservation, but we're sitting in chairs and we're intently watching the ball, and when you're trying to see what happens to it, it kind of keeps you delayed a slight bit.
Yeah, it's like you're tracking the ball, and then I'm tracking it. Oh, my God.
Anything that comes back this way, even if it's well over our heads, it's going to cause a jump out of us. That's 2 that almost came in here. 0-2 count. Sabero has grounded out after all that. Over to first. And then the strikeout on Cole Fowler will put 2 quick outs on the boards for Reynolds.
The designated hitter, Sam Brown.
So Sam Brown reached on a fielder's choice and a ground out over to first before that. 2 away, nobody on. Getting later in this ball game, Pikeville, if they want to stay alive in the tournament, they need to find something to get that offense going again. They capitalized in the first, and you look at that and you say, all right, the 2 quick outs, it came on 2 pitches for those first outs, but then the triple, the single, and a follow-up single that didn't net anything. But you saw 3 straight hits in that inning, and since, not much has happened. Even when there have been hits, they've been 1, 2, 3 innings for the most part. And this is a 1, 2, 3 inning as Brown will ground over to short. And that'll do it for Pikeville. And Johnson comes to the plate. We go to the bottom of the 7th. But first, let's lean back. We can take a breather after another ball came up here. But hey, while we do, let's open up the lungs. We'll stretch it out here as we go mid-7th.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
J.J. Mendocini leads things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Johnson has seen 4 runs over 2 innings in the 4th and the 5th. Not only wipe out the lead, but take it and add some to it. Both teams 7 hits. It's about what you do with them. And it's 1 run for Pikeville, 4 for the Royals. Richter Castillo, he's back on the hill. Got out of last inning. Comes in to try to continue to post some zeros and hopes that his offense can come through on the top half of the board. The 1-2. And it'll move to 2-2 as that misses the mark.
And I mean, just such a terrible time for U Pike to see their bats disappear. It's been up and down for them here in Kingsport.
Mendocini trying to put the Royals in a position where they can work from with the leadoff man aboard, but he fouls that just off the glove, not into the glove, so the at-bat continues. Still one more game on the day to go. Back in the winner's bracket, Tennessee Wesleyan and Montreat. Montreat, the team that sent both of these teams here. For Johnson, it's been the loss and then returning to the field. For Pikeville, however, you wonder how much momentum that was to get that first lead back in the first inning when they scored that run, as that's going to get over the head into the outfield grass down in right field. And Mendocini's going to turn on the Jets, try to get the second, and he will.
Worst thing that could happen for a team that's struggling offensively is to surrender any insurance runs. A lot of pressure on Castillo.
They come away with nothing in that opening round loss. Then it took them a while to get the runs going, but they did. They rattled off 14, win 14-7 in last night's game to stay here. They add an extra day, but you see it's ride the momentum, but then the momentum just pulled away. They haven't really gotten anything going since. In fact, the runners have not made it past second base on any occasion. So they have not been truly knocking on the door, as Mendocini is able to steal third and put himself 90 feet from home.
Yeah, and they've had some hits since scoring that run, but many of them inconsequential. None of them really stringing much momentum together. Just hasn't been their day so far.
They have not had back-to-back hits since that first inning. They had 3 in a row. One of them scored. Brooks had the triple, the RBI single by Gledhill, and then Melton followed it up with a lone single of his own. But you look out and you still say 7 total hits. It's just nothing has been able to get into threatening territory, and then you have the run that tied it, and I think that's where you really felt the momentum shifted. On the flip side of things, in that 4th inning, you have the strikeout by McTavish. He's able to gun one in there on Birdsall, but the ball gets away on a drop strike 3. So he gets on base, no out, but it does go down as a strikeout for him. But the stolen base by Birdsall gets over to third and then is able to come home on a wild pitch. And that really just kind of turned the momentum. It gave Johnson the signs of life they needed. And they come out the next inning and hang 3 on the board, and that's the difference right now. So retired is Hobensiefken. on the ground out to shortstop. And so that'll bring up Isaac Fernandez. Fernandez 0 for 3 on the day. Castillo behind in the at-bat, 1-0. Pitch outside, it's 2-0 as he falls behind. The benefit for Pikeville is they do, when they get to the plate again, in the top of the 8th, it'll be Mold, Polino, and Brooks, the 1, 2, 3 hitters in the order. Four runs on 8 hits, 1 run on 7 hits. That's the score line. Plus side, no official errors on either team. And that one misses, and it's behind the batter, and so Fernandez makes his way down to first. And now it looks as though Castillo will see the end of his day, as Pikeville needing to find ways to get out of these innings without any further damage. They'll go to the bullpen with runners on and 1 out in a 3-run ball game.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
One out, runners on the corners, and a fresh face in as the runner goes. At a low throw that bounces off the mound. It took a short hop, and it careens away into the outfield grass. And that's not going to help. You bring your man in from the bullpen, hoping to get out of the situation with 2 on and 1 out, and one of them scores on the throwdown because it took a wild hop that changed directions off the backside of the mound.
Yeah, another fielding mistake we see, helping Johnson score another run, building some insurance. Again, pivotal against an offense that's gone cold.
Mancini comes home. Fernandez is at second. And now Cole Carmichael will give up the single. And that's just going to sting a little more. And that's going to get all the way out, and it's going to be more bases. And he's going to try to turn for 3. And this is going to be a triple as it got all the way to the wall. And it's an RBI triple for Mitchell Birdsall. You bring in Carmichael, who pitched yesterday, went an inning of work in the win. But now comes in trailing in this game and quickly finds himself conceding the triple, and we can't really credit him on the other one as that one kicked off the mound on the throwdown. And there's a base hit that'll score yet another run, and all of a sudden the Royals are just swinging at will.
So now we're seeing Johnson introduce themselves to the crowd here in Kingsport, Tennessee. This is the Johnson Royal team that we've seen all year long. It took them a while to get going, but we're starting to hear the dugout chirp a little bit more. We're seeing the bats get to working. Their pitching staff has settled in. This is the Johnson team that many feel can make a run when the calendar turns to May.
It's a 7-1 ball game with one away and a runner on as Carmichael continues to try to find that second out.
Carmichael's normally the closer for you, Pike, so he's coming in with his team in need of 8 more outs potentially.
They may need a few more outs, but they also need a lot more runs. Down by 6, 7-1. I did it again, didn't I? Yep. Somebody on their couch back home. Parents, look at your kids. If any of them are doing it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to say it. You just know.
You don't need to know what it means.
I don't know what it means. I just know that.
It's provocative. It gets the people going. Gets me going.
A run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 3 in the 7th. And the 7th rolls on. Rojas, the batter. Carmichael falls behind here, 3-1. Frank is down at first. Mancini comes home. Fernandez and Birdsall have 2. And that ball kicks away, and it bounces all the way to the backstop. And Frank is going to cruise to second on that ball that kicks away, and that was a massive kick. That almost hopped into the stands.
Yeah, I mean, it almost made it back up this ramp. Like, I thought we were going to have to get out the way.
That one wouldn't have come as fast. I think that one would have at least been a little easier to react to. But when it comes off the bat back here, it is... I mean, you have no reaction time, and we keep in mind, we're further back than pitchers are. Now, they have the benefit of it, right? You know, you always say when a ball comes right back at them, it's pretty much reactionary, whether or not you're going to catch it. Well, it's reactionary for us because, again, we are behind, so we are not expecting it. You are expected to be ready for it when it comes back at you as a pitcher, even if it seldom does.
Man, if I was still in my mode of being an athlete during, my physical prime, probably would be a little bit more reactive too. Unfortunately, I'm getting old, so.
I'm in that range where can't get out of the chair without a little. That's a base hit out to left. They're going to send the runner home. And Johnson just pouring it on here. It's an 8-1 ball game, a 4th across the plate. As scoring from second is Frank on the single by Rojas.
So there's a saying that I had said to me from one of my old coaches during...
I beg your pardon, from Altamirano.
Yeah, but during my time as an athlete, he used to say, sometimes you just have to really lay the hammer down, kill a mosquito with an axe. So you don't have to just allow a team to hang around. When you have a chance to end them, you have to go ahead and do it. It seems like that's what Johnson's trying to do. They don't want to let you, Pike, hang around.
Pikeville was right there with him through the 4th and even through the 5th and the 6th. 4-1 ball game, not insurmountable, but Pikeville just not able to find the offense. But still a close game. But here in this one where 4 have come across the plate, it has just been an unraveling for the Bears. And barring a ignition of this offense and a stopping of the bleeding here in this inning.
Ignition.
They need something going. They got the 50. They scored 15 straight runs.
I like that song. You know, by Redacted.
Scored the opener. But since then, they've been trying to turn over the key on their offense, and they're just getting the clicks on the engine. And no fire-up hum. 8-1 ball game, and every piston firing at full speed here for Johnson. Trying to add more, and still they have only just 1 out on the board. 2 men on, as this is Almeida, who has a 2-0 count from Carmichael.
You probably might be running out of gas, sputtering a bit.
Almeida fouls that into the backstop. Rojas is the lead runner at second. Behind him, it's Altamirano. Almeida is at the plate.
Johnson there, 3 runs away. The game-winning run is at the plate.
Almeida is the 8th batter of the inning. Top of the order in Luke Wilson will be the 9th, should he come about. That's inside ball 3. It's 3-1. This is the Johnson we were expecting to see and fell short of delivering last night in the loss to Montreat. But here with their backs against the wall, they flex their muscles, and now the bases are loaded. And Luke Wilson, who has a hit today and has made contact on all his plate appearances, will come to the plate.
And I think what today's been about is those top 2 seeds, Johnson and Milligan, really reestablishing order here in the AAC.
Carmichael gotten into trouble. Not the outing he would like, as it's a 7-run ball game. And he'll head to the dugout. And from the pen, a new face. And we'll have it for you when we come back.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain
Dawson Schultz comes into the game for a second day in a row. And he comes in here and not what he likes. He hits Wilson, and it's a 9-1 ball game on the first pitch. Schultz just unable to settle in. And the base is loaded, and they remain loaded as Wilson walks down the first. And now the lineup has gone the whole way through here in this inning as J.J. Menacini, who had a double and then came around to score to start things off, is back at the plate as the 10th batter of the inning.
And Johnson 2 runs away from ending this one early. And it's probably just a base hit.
A 9-1 ball game. The rule is 10 after 7 as Mendocini swings and misses at that one. Schultz with the bases loaded and 1 out. It's low and inside, and it's 2-1. Got him to go around, and it's 2-2. Schultz inherited a bad situation. The hit by pitch makes it a little bit worse for him. But the 2-2 trying to get out of it. And it's a payoff pitch upcoming with 1 out and the bases loaded. Altamirano's at third. Second is Almeida. And first, after being tagged with a pitch, is Wilson. Swing and a miss. And Menacini goes down swinging, and that's a big second out for Schultz.
Yeah, it's been a while since U-Pike has even seen an out hit the board. Dawson Schultz steadying the ship.
Hobbin-Siefkin comes back to the plate, 2 outs, bases loaded. Well, he would love to make amends for his earlier at-bat when he was the second batter of the inning. He's the only one to have not reached base. And what is now the 11th batter to come to the plate. Grounded over to short, he was that lone out. Menacini now striking out for the second out, did reach his first time up. 2-0 count. And out in front, 3-0. Is the batter, Hobbin-Siefkin.
Likely won't swing, probably make him pitch right at you.
Schultz bounces in the 3-1, and he's walked. The bases loaded again, and the run comes in. It's now 10-1. So he takes his place at first. Altamirano comes in. Almeida goes to third.
The catcher, Isaac Fernandez.
And Wilson goes to first. Sorry, I had to flip around to find where everybody is because you had to make the little room down at the bottom here to keep going. 12th batter of the inning is Isaac Fernandez. 2 outs and a first pitch strike here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 6 and maybe counting here in the 7th. A chopper over to third. Caught on the run, thrown to first. That'll do it. Out of the bases loaded jam, but 6 runs come across. It's a 9-run ball game. Flirting with an early ending was Pikeville, but they get the out to stay alive. But it's a long way back, and we go to the top of the 8th.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com. All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV.
Top of the 8th inning after 6 come across to blow this game wide open for the Johnson Royals. This is more like what we expected to see out of the number 6 team in the country. Only saw 3 runs posted last night. To the 11 of Montreat, who waits for the conclusion of this game. They'll have Tennessee Wesleyan, the reigning champions. They'll be down to the dugout to the left as the higher seed. Montreat to the right. Colby Reynolds trying to go the distance here. And if his offense can pull through in the bottom half of next inning, maybe that distance is a shorter distance than expected. As that's fouled off. 9 runs. 1 shy of the shortening of a game. Pikeville played an 8-inning game against Montreat in the opening round when they fell. That was a 10-0 ball game. Here in the top of the 8th. It's the top of the order, Easton Mold, with a 2-2 count from Reynolds. Well, that's to that side. We don't have to worry about it too much, but, you know. Let's keep them that way, guys.
Begin this game in line with what we've seen in this series between these two teams over the last 3 years.
That's going to get down for a base hit, and the leadoff man is aboard, top of the order. That's what you want from him anytime he's up, and Mold stands at first base. It's a long way back, but a good start here in the inning.
Yeah, Houston Mold, his second hit of the ball game. I know Pikeville fans are saying, where was that all day?
Made contact every time he's been up. He's taken 1 to right, 1 to left, and then a pair of singles. And now Polino steps in as the second batter of the inning. Reynolds has been impressive today. Still 8 hits that he's allowed. But the difference in the game is what they've done with those hits. 11 hits, 10 runs, which, well, you can just go back to that last inning on the walks, the hit by pitch, and how all those runs came in. But still, when they have gotten hits, they've been effective in producing runs. As Johnson. There is the 1 error for Pikeville as well. 1-2 count here for Polino after he fouls that off. Again, final game of the day is the meeting with Montreat. Just beneath that 35-win threshold you said about trying to maybe squeak into one of those top 40 teams for the tournament. As that's a strikeout for Polino, and he heads back to the dugout.
It's been a rough go-at-it for Paulino coming into Kingsport, batting .396. He's a second-team all-conference selection, but he has struggled considerably here in U-Pike's 3 games.
That's a chopper over to second. Slung to first, runner advances, but 2 outs. And it's all fine and dandy if you can get a man on board, put him in scoring position, even if you drive him home. But the 2 outs really kind of limit your options and limit how long you have to work with. Playing with a short leash, and you need 9 runs to try to keep your season alive. And it's just one of those situations where you look and say it's not impossible, but highly improbable for Pikeville. As that's chopped foul down the first base side here by Noah Brooks.
Yeah, you're not really thinking save the season at this point. You want to start small scale. How about just extend this game as long as we can?
Beg your pardon, Gledhill. Wrong name. It was writing what Brooks did. And the ground out to second. And that's popped into the air. Out to center. And grabbed for out number 3. Top of the 8th. No surprise, as it's been a trend all day long, except for the hot start that Pikeville had. They scored in the first, took a 1-0 lead, but since, it has been 7 consecutive zeros posted on the top half of the scoreboard. Up by 9, Johnson back to the plate, trying to end it early.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a
Mitchell Birdsall's 2 for 4. He's the first batter of the inning here in the bottom of the 8th. 6 came across in the bottom of the 7th. And you saw there as we came back, the current pitcher, Dawson Schultz. They've gone through quite a few. Have Pikeville trying to find the guy that will get them out of the inning. Schultz came in, inherited a tough situation with the bases loaded, and just couldn't get out of it before a few more got tacked on. And needs to avoid giving up a run. 1 run will be a walk-off. It'll end it here in the 8th inning at the run rule of 10. It is a 9-run ball game, 10 runs on 11 hits for the 6th-ranked Johnson Royals. Fell 2 spots in yesterday's rankings from the 4th spot, in large part thanks to the work of Milligan, who also dropped their opening game of the tournament yesterday, but bounced back this morning. Milligan taking that season-ending series, and not only do they drop Johnson in the rankings because of that, Johnson also loses the outright claim on the regular season title.
Yeah, but being in that top 10 means that Johnson is still in the mix for a top seed for the NAIA top opening round coming up.
That ball's popped high and into the shallow grass out in left field. Racing back to get it and making the grab is Sabero for out number 1.
The second baseman, Braden Frank.
Well, we always know that the games will never start on time. They build you 3 hours. The game goes 2.5, and you get a minimum of 30 minutes. So you know you're never going to get there. But we're pretty close to 6 o'clock, which was the start time. So We've been pretty close to the mark. As that's going to get down to the wall and hop over. It's a ground rule double. And in scoring position with one out is Braden Frank.
Yeah, runner in scoring position. Johnson just wants to finish it off with one last run.
First baseman Jesse Rojas.
Rojas comes to the plate. Montreat and Tennessee Wesleyan, they're the winner's bracket coming up next. Two very impressive performances so far for Montreat. A good opening win in a shortened game for Tennessee Wesleyan. A 1 count here for Rojas. Schultz. And he hit him. So 2 on as Rojas makes his way down to first. And Altamirano, who singled and came around to score last inning, singled in the inning before that. And if he singles again, it could be the end of the ball game. It was a tight ball game all the way up, even into the 5th when the 3 runs scored. But you just felt like they couldn't have allowed that. At a 1-1 game, they needed to get some defense. That's a chopper over. They will get the 1, they will get the 2, and that'll do it. So we will go to the top of the 9th and see if we need the bottom of the 9th, but highly unlikely unless a miracle comeback for Pikeville. Down 9 runs, rather.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Mason Melton will lead off the top of the 9th. They're going to need a miracle comeback and the old Little League turn the hat upside down and inside out. Put the rally cap on, they're going to need one, but they need to get something going if they want to start a rally, and there's been nothing doing. 8 hits, 1 run. Nothing has been threatening since that first inning. And Colby Reynolds is trying to close this game out and go the distance.
Yeah, now our schedule for tomorrow is starting to really take shape. So Johnson's going to move on. They're going to play.
There's a chopper to third. And that'll be out number 1. 2 outs to work with.
Yeah, but Johnson's going to move on. They're going to play that game at 12 p.m. tomorrow.
First baseman.
They're going to play the loser of Montreat and Tennessee Wesleyan. You know, Johnson don't want to try to pick and choose and really anger the baseball gods. But you know they would love to see Montreat again, especially after what Montreat did to them yesterday.
Well, if you get a scoring performance like this, That's a tight ball game. That is a one-run ball game. If you take Montreat's performance, match it with this one, you got an 11-10 game, and still Montreat, by that, let's call it fairy tale standard of matching them up, would still win the game. But it's what we've seen out of Johnson today and how they've been able to fire and take advantage of things. Now, keep in mind, some of these have been sort of self-inflicted wounds. You saw the one that kicked off the pitcher's mound on the throw back. You've seen a couple that have gotten across home plate because they've kicked away or they've been a wild pitch. It's another thing we've talked about all day long. When you're trying to pull an upset, when you're the lower seed, you cannot make mistakes that cost you a run. And that's out number 2. And Gagnon is retired, and that means Sabero represents the final lifeline to the season for the Bears.
But yeah, that's a great point. Just too many costly mistakes, costly errors really dooming you, Pike, in moments where they needed to be crisp. They were anything but.
Reynolds here in the top of the 9th. 8 2/3. He's got 4 Ks. 1 run, it was earned. Trying to earn a bounce-back win in this win-or-go-home scenario, and got a little dicey early on when they gave up the lead. Couldn't score through the first 3 innings, but when they started scoring, they have not stopped. 10-1. Then it's 1-2 at the plate. And their stay will continue as they expected. They have higher hopes even beyond the crown of the AAC tournament when we get to the national tournament in a few weeks. 2-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on in this 10-1 ball game. Johnson trying to seal the deal. Swung on and missed, and Reynolds goes the distance. They get the win. It is a 10-1 final, and Johnson, after a lackluster opening day game yesterday where they fell to Montreat 11-3, they bounce back and win 10-1 over Pikeville. The Bears season comes to an end, and Johnson, the 6th-ranked team in the land, says we won't lose twice. And they bounce back and get a massive win here to keep on playing here in Kingsport. And that brings the end to this game. Our next game coming up in just a little time into the evening hours. The winner's bracket sees Montreat, who sent Johnson here with that win last night. And they get Tennessee Wesleyan, who will appear in the tournament for just the 2nd time in this week here on day number 3. 4th and final game coming your way in just a bit. But here for this one, 10-1 the final. Johnson makes amends for yesterday's shortcomings. On behalf of our entire crew, for Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Mark Shelley, bidding you a very pleasant adieu.
All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV or visit us live on YouTube as we stream games there as well. Another fan favorite way to watch is NSBNsports.com. You can also find us through our NSBN app, free to download from the Google Play Store, and Roku TV, where you can find all of our content. NSBN Sports, visit us at nsbnsports.com. Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.